Ooh, extra, extra. Read all about it. Aries. Trying to get this to stop wobbling. This is all about you. This is your weekly oracle and tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. It is an energy reading, so it's for Aries, sun, moon, rising, or wherever Aries influences your life, because it could be for people that you're dealing with too. There's always an extended. So we take the energies and themes that we discover here on YouTube, and then I pull a full tarot card spread to get more details and specifics and really personalizes the reading. And that link is in the description box below. Please do click subscribe to the channel because I upload a new Aries video every single week, so you can get it fresh off the press. But there's plenty of Aries content, Aries specific content in the playlist called Weekly Zodiac. So please go check it out because everything is timely, and whatever you're drawn to, whatever title you're drawn to, you probably should watch. Also, don't just watch your sun sign. Watch your moon sign and watch your rising sign, because sometimes, a lot of times, they resonate a heck of a lot more. So, Aries, let's get into this reading. I'm going to start with your crowning energy, which is basically the theme or the energy that's influencing, that's setting the pace, that's influencing this entire reading. And then the central energy for you, which is always that heart, the heart of the matter, the heart of the issue. And then last but not least, your grounding energy, which is the energy that's going to help you through. Still trying to get your crowning energy. Crowning energy for Aries, please. There you go. Crowning your energy, Aries. Spirit has your back. 2 + 5, change. But this is being the change. This is you taking the lead, inciting the change and creating the change. This is governmental change or systems change. You have a problem with whatever systems you're working in. It could be directly with the government, it could be with your boss in an institution, or even not necessarily your family. This wouldn't be family issues. This would be issues with leadership. So could it be issues with you being a leader? Yeah, it could be. It could be you being in a leadership role and having to set the pace, and having to not necessarily have issues, but endure all the complications and meet the challenges of taking on this new role, which is to initiate, being the initiator, being the creator, being the architect of the structure, not just what upholds the structure. But this is a sense of the structure itself, working within the structure itself, trying to work within a framework that sometimes can be very difficult to navigate. But 2 + 3 is the energy, it adds up to 5, and 5 is the energy of change. So change in the system, change in leadership, maybe a change in your style of leadership. Not quite sure, but this is that crowning energy that basically says, you've been tapped. Now, there is another card in this deck, and I'll see if it comes out for you guys, that blatantly says basically you've been tapped. But this is spirit coming and guiding and saying that, hey, you know what? I have, I'm sorry, I don't want to. This is spirit coming and saying, you have the support now. I'm sorry about that shake. You have the support. I'm going to guide you. You're not here alone. I know being out front, maybe falling out of the system and having to run outside of a normal structure that you felt really comfortable in. There's this sense of being all alone. You're not. And to tap into that spiritual guide, to tap into that belief and that faith is essential right now because it's there for you. This is a resource that may not seem as solid as you want it, but it's exactly what you need, and it's more solid than you think it is. Bring your ideas to life. It's time for you to bridge out and go on your own. There's a sense of your ideas being suppressed, not being heard, or weren't being heard, or something new coming to life, or something shocking you all of a sudden coming to light. Could be that as well. Truth transcends illusion. Something shocking coming out, something shocking being revealed, something shocking being revealed about the institution or the structure that you were involved in, engaged in, or spending your time in or contributing to. Now is a lucky time. So something taking off and speeding up. Something multiplying. These are similar cards. But this isn't similar, isn't it? Freedom is yours. It's almost like something is becoming a big old beast. It's getting out of hand. Whatever shocked you or whatever truth came to light, there is this sense of now it's multiplying and it's becoming a bigger issue. So there's this almost spiritual instruction for you to start something on your own, to not invent your own truth, but to create your own reality. I know that sounds a little too cliche. You may have just been shocked at the resources that you just got, but the whole sense of what is behind this is a sense of spirit supporting you. It wants you to branch out. It wants you to develop things on your own. It wants you to take your ideas and what you know to be true, or what you're certain about, or what you've always wanted to try but haven't, and it wants you to bring them to life. It wants you to transcend. This is the time to transcend that comfort zone, that place that you always stayed, Aries. This is a instruction almost to push forward. You have the resources. You're going to have the ability to make things happen relatively quickly. Think of the hair. Think of the energy of the hair. Quick, it happening quickly. Freedom. This is, soaring with all four legs off the ground, the sense of charging ahead. This is your central energy. At the heart is that you do want freedom. You want freedom from all this craziness, and the craziness is actually in the structure. It's not being helped by the structure. It's not helping you at all. The structure is driving you crazy. Freedom is when you get out of the structure. This is very Aquarian energy. This is seeing a larger picture, daring to go in a different way. It's thinking outside of the box. It's totally and completely being outside of the box. So this is a sense of being fearless and untethered. And that's what you want. That's who you are, this unbridled sense in your soul. It wants to rip out, but there's hesitation because for so long you've almost been sort of in the barn, pent up behind those walls, and they became things that make you feel protected and made you feel safe. But of late, I think they were making you feel claustrophobic. This is really interesting energy because it's got 6 and then 666. This is the number of the beast. So there is a sense of being too far into one extreme or going too much into an extreme. So this is sort of extreme unconventionalism, going to the extreme of something new. And you don't want something completely new. That's what it is. You don't want something completely new. You don't want something to upend your life and change completely. You want things to feel secure. You want them to feel under control. You don't want something completely different and completely new. Even if you weren't happy and you were feeling confined, you don't all of a sudden want to be left to the wild. So this is almost like an extreme new start that isn't essentially what you want, but nothing is wasted. Finding treasure in the trash heap, figuring out how to make the best of this situation. And yes, I do think it's a temporary situation. It's not going to last forever, because I don't think that you'll allow it to last forever. But it's finding how you can navigate or use what you have in front of you to do what you can with it at this moment. It's not about making it last forever. It's about being as productive as you can in this moment. Use your mind wisely. 11. If anything, this moment that you're going through right now, Aries, is a chance for expansion and growth, broadening your mind, helping you understand things that you never understood before. This understanding is going to be essential in your future, or else you wouldn't even be learning this right now. I absolutely guarantee you that what you're learning right now, in other words, everything in your life is going to go back to the place where it was. The status quo will be returned and you will feel good again. But you will never really be able to look at the world the same way again because of the experiences that you've been through. So you will have changed and your world will have changed. This structure or whatever you're doing in the 3D for your job or your work or anything like that, it will not change. Excuse me. Or you may go back to doing something very similar, but you will never go back to the same mindset. This is a sense of suddenly becoming aware of seeing value where you never saw it before. Understand. I'm so sorry. Hold on. You'll never be able to see that trash heap the same way again. You know, I know this is going to sound, once you've been broke and poor and you've had to eat out of garbage cans, I'm not saying this is what's happening to you. This is an extreme metaphor. And you've had to eat out of those garbage cans. Once everything is back to normal and you're back in your high rise, you'll never be able to look down on that bum the same way again. You'll never be able to see in them the non-existent human that used to be there. And I'm not saying this is what you went through, but this is a metaphor for what you're going through. That sense of what you're going through right now is to change you. It's not to scare you and it's not to ruin you. It is to awaken you to a sense of value in a different way of being. Now, what's really interesting is Mars, your ruling planet, Aries, is now in Pisces. And holy moly, what a different place for Mars to be traveling through. The god of war to be traveling through the water. He has to move in a completely different way. The way that you fight underwater is not the way that you fight on land or even in the air. It's much more fluid. It's much more connected. That ripple effect is much more evident. So it's almost like what you're going through, especially if it is highly emotional, is to awaken you to parts of you that needed to awaken. Now let's see how this is going to be constructive. There's another card here, take a leap of faith. So let your conscience be your guide. And I really do think it's awakening your consciousness. It's awakening a higher sense of consciousness. It's bringing you back to a deeper state of connectivity with everything around you. And then we have this and that are true, understanding both sides of the story. Understanding that it's not one or the other, and finally seeing the connection between the two, finally being able to navigate discussions, arguments, or beliefs with a sense of duality, about being able to see from the opposite side or from a distinctly different perspective. Understanding something in a whole new way is bringing on a new sense of value. Give with gratitude and grace. This means you're all in, your full self in, giving your full self to somebody or something or some cause, putting your whole self in to change things or to contribute to the goodness of something or the health of another. 6 + 1 is 7, so this would be future work or what you're working on, or a sense of philanthropy, giving to other people, awakening to what other people need. Needs of others, awakening to the needs of others in a way that you can't dismiss them anymore. Slow and steady wins the race. 6 + 2 is 8. This is destiny. This is a sense of going with the tide and going with the current and taking things one step at a time. Very interesting that its opposite energy is here, which is fast and quick and everything multiplying. This is keeping things steady. This is keeping things still. Not still. It's not keeping things still, but it's keeping them, being certain of them even when they're in the water. Like I said, tapping into those currents are your new stability, your new way of maintaining and feeling secure. Reclaim your power. You could be protecting somebody from afar. Somebody could be protecting you from afar. This is a sense of, think of Bagheera with Mowgli, always sitting in the brush, always sitting back and watching, but always being there to protect. He didn't need credit. He didn't need He didn't need thanks. He just wanted to make sure that he was okay. So this is a sense of a protective energy being around and about you and giving you a sense of purpose, finding a sense of purpose in the steady care and faith in others. 1515, I just saw that number, which is to me divine counterparts. So interesting energy. Hold on, Aries. I want to flip this. I want to flip this camera around so you can see the cards. And here we go. Crowning your energy. That's Capricornian energy, even though it's a bird, it's eagle, it's government, it's structure, it's establishment. It's basically what's at the top, middle, and bottom, and readjusting your sights to understand the bottom a lot differently. Now, this is interesting energy for you, but there's a stability, a willingness to now give your all to something. Why? Because you see its perspective. You see it from a different point of view. You see how there's one extra card here, and that is use your mind wisely, awakening when pigs fly. It's like the impossible has happened. No, it's not an extra card. I'm sorry. It's like the impossible has happened. You never thought that you would see things from this point of view. But it's going to change everything. And what I want to go into tarot, because I'm going to complete this over in tarot, Aries, is why this is happening to you now. Because I know it's for a reason. I know it's for a future state of being for you. So that's what I'm going to get into. And then, of course, your love reading is over there too. Oh, sorry. Link is below. I'll see you guys over there.